Now, for some people, the death of a pet can be as devastating as the loss even of a close family member.
Well, animal welfare charity Blue Cross says more people than ever are seeking support from its pet bereavement hotline, which now receives more than 100 phone calls each week.
Some of you have been in touch to share your stories and photos of the animals that you've had to say goodbye to.
Now, Mark sent in a picture of rescue cavalier Alfie, who helped him through a period of depression.
Barbara lost her cat Purdy earlier this year. She'd been a treasured member of her family. Oh, that's not a cat. For more than 18 years, so that's not Barbara's cat. This is Mark's boxer. Here we go. Mark's boxer passed away 3 years ago. Mark said that while friends come and go, an animal becomes a permanent part of your soul.
And this is the cat that we were talking about. Barbara lost her cat Purdy earlier this year, and she said she'd been a treasured member of the family for more than 18 years. A very difficult situation to be in for lots of pet owners who've lost their pets.
So let's talk to a couple of guests. Diane James is a bereavement support training officer for the animal welfare charity Blue Cross. She's in our Cardiff newsroom. Morning to you. Also here on the sofa is the vet Simon Constable. Simon, thank you very much indeed for coming in. I guess let's ask you first of all about this this research and these figures, Diane. You've noticed a big increase from what to what? I mean, how many people are using bereavement counselling now?
Over a year, we get 7,000 calls and over 1,000 emails at the moment.
So it's a lot of people, isn't it? Go on, carry on.
No, I was going to say, it can vary from all age groups and all sexes. We're finding an increase in men now. Also, emailing us can be any age group. It's just not people of a younger age.
And as I mentioned a moment ago, some people say it can almost be as devastating as the loss of a close family member. I mean, other people might find that hard to believe, but just explain about the kind of attachment that people get to their pets.
What happens is sometimes it can be a treasured, beloved member of the family, and also it can sometimes be a link to somebody you've lost or your sole companion. So when you do lose them, the grief that you experience is exactly the same grief as you would if you lost another member of your family.
Simon, as a vet, how do you prepare somebody for the death of their pet?
It is quite a difficult thing, actually, and what you're saying, preparing, is probably the key to it, because I think certainly with animals, obviously, as compared to humans, you often make that decision to euthanize. So you do have to prepare yourself quite a lot and prepare the client. You know, it's often quite difficult for the vet because obviously it's a stressful situation. You want the last memories of the owner to be as good as possible, and obviously at a very stressful time. But yes, the preparing, the talking, before, during and after is very, very important.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's enough support for bereaved pet owners? Because it's something that I'm not sure people still feel comfortable talking about, or perhaps even asking to take time off work for.
Sure, yeah, I see what you're saying. I think as the veterinary profession anyway, I certainly at university, we weren't really taught about handling people that much. I did a postgraduate qualification, like equivalent of a master's degree in equine orthopaedic surgery, which, surprising though it may sound, did prepare me for that, because one of the modules was involved in bereavement and handling these sorts of things. So I think there is an improvement on the vet's part, or potentially, although I do think most vets, well, we all have animals, or on the whole we do anyway, and I've got Labradors, and I know certainly losing my Labrador 4 years ago, actually the same year that I lost my mother, and that, I know you're saying it can't equate, but actually I'd say
some people say it does.
I'd say it certainly was much the same, and the only thing was that, as I say, I prepared myself for the dog. My mum was quite unexpectedly died, but yeah, the dog I'd sort of prepared myself for, but I still felt much of the emotions, and I think, you know, when you are a vet and you use those emotions, or sorry, you use those experience of those emotions in dealing with people, I think then it you know, makes it a better thing all round.
Especially if it's a companion animal and you are dependent on them.
Oh yes, and well, any sort of animal really. Like I said, I deal with a lot of horses, and that can be very stressful because of the amount of time that people spend with the horses. But yes, I think a lot of it depends on the support network that you have, and if you've got a good support network, that's fine. If you're a single person with you know, a dog or something like that, and they're your only companion, and yes, I would say that's probably extremely difficult to
Diane,
do.
by complete coincidence, when I came to work at 4:30 this morning, the security guard who'd been on overnight, he looked really tired and a bit dejected, and I just thought it was a tough night shift for him. And I said, "Oh, are you all right? Are you feeling okay?" And he said, "I've just lost my dog," and it helped me through a period when a partner had gone and my son had moved out, and just a real, you know, a real companion. And that's what for many people these pets are, isn't it? They help them through difficult times.
They are. It's total unconditional love from your pet. All they ask of you is that you love them, look after them. So when you lose it, the effect can be absolutely devastating, not only from death, but obviously from theft or any type of loss. It's just as devastating for themselves and the families. And that's what we're there for.
Just a quick bit of advice for people who need help. How can they get help?
I would say if you need help, we're there to listen and support you at Blue Cross. Free phone number, please ring us, 0800 096 6606. You can email us, and we're there to support and listen to you, because sometimes all you need is to be listened to.
Diane, thank you very much indeed for your time this morning, and to Simon Constable as well too.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing your stories with us at home. It's time now.